resources has evolved rapidly over the years. Our occupation expanded from being the personnel department or paperwork manager to now being the strategic business partner. Each one of us who works in HR has different experiences based on the type of industry or employer we work for or the type of role that we play. To give exposure to different employers and HR practitioners and to engage our members with diversified learning needs, I'm very excited to show you these interactive dialogues between myself and other HR practitioners in the vlog format. Can't wait? Let's watch the video.
Hello, welcome to HR Explores Alberta's Workplaces. My name is Ada. I'm the host and initiator of this program. Along with me today is my lovely colleague, Lee Stanfield. And Lee is the practice lead with Fishbone Analytics in Calgary. Her full title is Practice Lead, HR Service Management, and Corporate HR. Welcome, Lee.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be part of this initiative.
Me as well. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm curious to know, because when our HR association put out this information about looking for HR representatives to being conducted interviews, you were one of the first people who contacted me to express your interest. So tell the audience what got you interested in this opportunity.
Well, you know, I have been relying so heavily on the experience of others to inform our workplace exit and workplace reentry plans during the pandemic that I thought maybe I could give back a little bit and hopefully be able to share some of my experiences for others to use.
That's perfect. That's excellent. Thank you, Lee. I know that Fishbone in Calgary provides enterprise-level service management for different types of organizations, some small, some medium, and some are larger organizations. Technology focused. So please tell the audience a bit more about your organization.
Absolutely. Fishbone Analytics is a professional services organization and a leading ServiceNow partner in Western Canada. ServiceNow has a great HR service delivery offering, which covers case management, knowledge management, and an employee experience portal. Fishbone Analytics has been in business for about 7 years now, and while we're based in Calgary, we do have employees and customers all over the world. We're a customer-funded business, and we focus heavily on creating raving fans, which you can see in our top customer satisfaction scores. I've been with Fishbone for coming up on 2 years now. I was originally hired to expand the scope of our HR consulting and implementation business, and then I moved into providing HR generalist services to our employees as well. I work really closely with our finance and admin teams, so we're a small but mighty HR offering.
I heard that. You told me you were the team of Fishbone Analytics HR.
Yeah, that's right. Since we last spoke, I have been able to bring on some part-time support to help me out, which is super helpful.
That's great. And also that since you and I had a phone conversation last time, I also learned that you had a non-traditional HR career path. Because you started off in sales and then gradually moved into shared services, even business analytics for an oil and gas company, and now you're in HR. So tell the audience a bit more about your HR career path.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like I've been really lucky with my background, which allows me to be successful in this HR role. I've ended up in HR through a bit of a sideways path, as you noted, starting out in the telecom world and quickly getting into understanding contact centers and shared services organizations, which eventually brought me into shared services and transactional human resources. So I've spent the last many years working with companies just like that and really fine-tuning all of my HR skills.
That's great. Great to know. And also I was very excited to learn that Fishbone has actually experienced tremendous growth despite the economic situation that our province is in. So what keeps you busy in HR these days?
Oh my goodness, we have so much going on. Fishbone has been on a real growth curve for some time now. Last year, we were recognized in the 2019 Globe and Mail Top Growing Companies, number 26 on the list, which really is amazing for a company of our size. So when you look at that kind of growth, it means that I'm really focused on continuing to support the organization as we bring in new team members to help us work. We really have been expanding like crazy since the pandemic hit too. So through all of these really challenging times, ServiceNow as an organization has been able to make some huge strides in some HR supporting apps that are available. Things like how to remotely manage the exit of employees, automatic daily health checks, and emergency response processes. So to that end, we've been growing an awful lot, and it's really driving our business into warp speed. So as I mentioned before, what that leaves for me in HR is I'm supporting our leadership team on a variety of things like load balancing, skills assessment, resource planning, coaching and supporting remote teams, how to do engagement and change management of remote teams. And we spend a lot of time digging into all the different types of fatigue we have right now, change fatigue, Zoom fatigue, fatigue from being at home for so long, and beyond doing lots of hiring. So we've got about 8 people that have joined us since this pandemic started, which means that we are really having to be on our toes and constantly meeting and recruiting other resources.
That truly sounds like an HR generalist role that you're taking on there. That's great. And you alluded to the Zoom fatigue and as well as the pandemic. So I want to pick your brain and just for you to discuss with our audience about your pandemic experience and the overall Fishbone's strategy to battle this pandemic and ensuring this operational growth.
Yeah, it has been quite a ride, hasn't it, for everybody? I'm really lucky that the culture here at Fishbone has always allowed our workforce to be flexible and to work from home as needed. So our corporate pivot from being in the office to all of the time work from home hasn't been a huge burden for us. The first few weeks were really about ensuring our employees had the technology they needed at home, headsets, extra monitors, docking stations. We've got an amazing IT partner here in Calgary who was great in helping us to get those assets out to our staff quickly and efficiently. So once we had everybody set up working from home appropriately, we really started focusing on how we're going to engage with our staff. So many of the Fishbone come from a consulting background, and we've spent lots of times working from our home offices. But when that decision is thrust upon you rather than you choosing to work from home, it's sometimes a little harder to swallow. So we've implemented a couple of different activities here that we had some great feedback about. Can I share those with you?
Absolutely. Love to hear them.
Okay. The first thing I'd like to tell you about are the daily Staying Alive stand-ups that we're doing with all of the people within our organization. We do this every day at 8:30, though we have just moved to twice a week. The idea is that everyone in the organization has 15 minutes to present to everybody else in the organization on a work or personal topic of their choice. So while we've delved into our technology and had some show and tells around some of the great functionality that we're able to bring to our customers, we also learned things like how to choose the best dim sum or how to crochet, side businesses that some of our folks have, travel photos, and more. It's been really awesome. The second thing that we've implemented is Lunch with Matt, and Matt is our CEO here at Fishbone. So we've been leveraging Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes, and every week we have a few individual contributors, someone else from the leadership team, and Matt jump onto a Teams meeting, and they just have an hour to talk and reconnect with each other. It's been a really great way to replace the get to know you and water cooler talk that we miss so much from the office.
What's the third thing?
The third thing that we did is we've implemented Feel Good Fridays. So these are lunchtime trivia and game sessions where everybody from Fishbone can come together if they want to and have an opportunity to laugh and socialize and play just as if we were in the office.
That's excellent. It sounds like a great corporate culture that you got going on there. And you also make me feel really hungry. Yeah. So COVID-19 has brought a lot of stress to different employers, but it sounds like that at Fishbone, you guys have tackled it pretty well. what's going to happen post-pandemic? I know that you're giving employees option of working from home or coming to the office. And you also mentioned to me that the leadership will rotate to come into the office to make sure everything is good, having the chance to talk to employees. So what are some major changes that you see coming forward?
For sure. We're expecting that as a customer-funded and sales-driven organization, I'd expect that we're going to continue with our recruitment and hiring efforts. So thank goodness, as I mentioned, I've now got some additional HR help to go through that. All of this recruitment means that I'm going to have to get really creative with the space that we have. So I need to really keep an eye on and consider all of the new social distancing protocols and balance that with still having a culture when you come into the office. So what we're looking at doing is potentially untethering people from their workstations and allowing those who are coming into the office the opportunity to choose where they want to work. Do you want to be in an open space? Do you want to be in a meeting room? Do you want to be in an office? So that's next on my agenda for the summer, is to figure out if that's an opportunity for us as we go forward. Other than that, I've also got my agenda that I want to probably provide even more flexibility for working from home, now that everyone has really proven that they can work successfully from home, and our managers have proven that they can manage successfully from home. So that'll be a bit of a shift too, to ensure we've got that included in all of our policies and practices. Other than that, it's really just continuing to digitize and enhance our processes, find other opportunities for automation, and continuing to create those raving fans out of our employees and customers.
That sounds amazing, very innovative too.
Good.
Okay, so Lee, with the organizational clients that I talked to, some of them expressed concerns about if employees work from home remotely, they cannot be monitored on a regular basis, attendance could be an issue, or productivity can be an issue. Do you have some tactics that you have built up to tackle those issues?
Absolutely. We're really lucky to be a project-driven organization. So everything that we do, we are managing based on their output, not the number of hours that they're sitting in their seat or staring at a computer screen. So we were already ahead of the curve, being able to manage to your output performance rather than otherwise. One of the things that we've learned during this whole process, though, is to make sure that you trust your people when they're working from home, just as you would trust them in the office. Other than that, the power of checking in with people live is huge. So sending a quick message via email to say hi is nice, but actually taking the time to pick up the phone and to just have a few minutes with people is hugely motivating for everybody.
I believe so too. I really like how you mentioned about the trust. We treat people how we want to be treated and how we want to be trusted, right? Yeah, that's very powerful. So Lee, thank you. This is we're coming down to the end of our conversation. Is there anything that we have now touched on but you would like to mention to our audience?
I'd love to share with you a pilot program that we were recently selected to participate in with a consulting company we've worked with before. They provided us with this amazing health check of our employee well-being programs. And that's so important, especially as a small company, to make sure that we keep a pulse on what we're offering for employee well-being. Now, this health check focused on all the different facets of employee well-being, including physical, financial, emotional and mental, social and occupational.
That's very amazing. And I really like hearing how employers take advantage of technology that's also cost efficient to manage the workforce. I believe that's the future of our workforce.
I agree.
Yeah, great. So that's all for questions for you today, Lee. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with our audience.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure.
Great.